Good morning. Today we're going to have a look at the x and y intercepts. So we quickly first look at the review of the Cartesian plane. Every point on the Cartesian plane has two coordinates. These are the x and y. They give the horizontal and vertical position from the origin 0, 0 using positive and negative numbers. So we're looking through here. We saw this is the origin and point 3, 1 is 3 horizontal and 1 up. Point minus 3, 2 is 3 in the other direction and then 2 up. So we've got some definitions here. The x-axis is a horizontal line to show the distance across the number plane. The y-axis is a vertical line to show the distance up the number plane. They're in colours so you can see that. The coordinates are two numbers. We put the x value first. It shows the position on the horizontal plane, and then we put the vertical number which shows the position on the vertical plane, or the y number. The origin is where the axes meet. Okay, so we call the intercept is where the line cuts the axis. So the x value where a line or curve cuts the x-axis is called the x-intercept. So here is the x-intercept here because the line is cutting the x-axis. We will notice that the y value is 0, so that is going to be 2, 0. And then where the y value where a line or curve crosses the y-axis is called the y-intercept. So here it is here, and again, we're going to find that x is 0 in this case, y is 1 as the coordinates of those points. So we can find out the intercepts from the equation by putting y equals 0 into the equation to find the x-intercept and x equals 0 into the equation to find the y-intercept. So if we ask this question, where will the line 3x plus 5y equals 10 cross the two axes? So we find the x-intercept first, y equals 0. So we have 3 times x plus 5 times 0 equals 10. 3x equals 10. So divide through with our equations by 3 on both sides, and we get x equals 3 1/3. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So we substitute x in there, 0 for x. So we have 3 times 0, which is 0, plus 5 times y equals 10. 5y equals 10. Divide through both sides by our 5, y equals 2. So our x-intercept is the point where y equals 0. Our x-intercept point is, from before, is going to be 0, 3 1/3, 0. Our y-intercept is where x equals 0, so it's 0.02. Okay, so that's what we looked at there. Now the other thing we're going to look at today, and so you've got some problems to do today, which is on this worksheet, which I'll also hand out. So in all of these, as an example first on the OneNote, I haven't put it on the worksheet printed out, you just substitute in the value of 0. So if I just pick out this one, let's pick out this one for a start. So when we want the x-intercept, y equals 0. So 0 equals x plus 1. If we subtract 1 from both sides, we have minus 1 equals x. And then to find our y-intercept, x equals 0. And so our point is y equals 0 plus 1, y equals 1. So our points when y equals 0 would be minus 1, 0, and our other point would be 0, 1. So have a go at these problems. Now the other thing we're going to look at today is lines that are parallel to the horizontal and vertical axes. So horizontal lines are parallel to the x-axis. Their distance from the x-axis never changes. Vertical lines are parallel to the y-axis. Their distance from the y-axis never changes. So here's a picture of one here. So we can see on this line, the x values have many different values, but the y only has one. So this is just y equals 2. This one here, we can see that there are many, many y values. Many y values on this line, but there's only one x value. So this value is x equals -1. So the equation, as it says down here, every point on the line has the same y coordinate on this one. Every point on the line has the same x coordinate on this one. So the other one, I guess, is lines through the origin. So what we looked at is that if anything which goes through the origin cannot have a constant. So what they've got our formula, we've looked at it already, y equals mx plus b. The m is the gradient. And this b is our y-intercept. So it is our point 0, b. So in order for it to go through the origin, to have 0, 0, we've got to have the form of the equation where b equals 0, so that 0, 0 is on our line. So all of the equations you will see will be y equals mx, where m is our gradient, will indicate the line goes through the origin. Okay, so again, in our worksheet, the first thing you're going to have a look at is have a look at doing these problems in finding the x and y intercept. And then when you finish those, have a look and see whether you can do these problems here. Thank you.